Hi everyone, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you my most recent order from Elfbeads. This is from their Autumn Wishes collection, and the moment I saw everything go up, like I placed my order that same day. I was so excited for so many of the things I saw. The silvers in particular are just so perfect and so strong, like such a strong, beautiful collection that Mila and Elfbeads released this year. I, I am just so excited to get into this package, and everything, of course, is just always beautifully wrapped. I have a handwritten note from Mila, and let's just get into this beautiful package here. So let's see. Oh goodness, I have two butterflies. I have a pretty blue one and then this really pretty green and yellow one. Let me just kind of get the tissue paper out of the way. All right, so I'm just gonna set these butterflies kind of over here and start opening up this package. And I have not one, but it looks like two things that I ordered. And then this last one I'm gonna set aside because that would be the gifts that Mila always includes. And let me just kind of get an idea. I think I'm gonna open this baggie first. So let's see what we have in here. Yes. All right, so I did order a few of the silvers and glass beads from the collection. I'm gonna get everything out of the baggies so I can show you everything in more detail. So the first silver bead that just immediately went into my cart is this silver bead right here called Grow Wonder. And I just think this is absolutely enchanting. Just look at all the detail from the top to the bottom, the sides. Like we have this tree stump, and there is, it looks to be moss kind of covering parts of the stump on the side, and then a butterfly, and then we have all these little mushrooms just growing along the side and up the tree stump. And like we have some moss here at the base and a little moss near the top. And then even the top is detailed, like you can see the rings in the tree. And then the bottom has what I would envision to be the forest floor. Like it is just so beautiful. And this bead is also just beautifully detailed along the back side as well, with more mushrooms. And then here we have like a little plant or a vine kind of growing up towards the top. Like here it is on one side, and again you can kind of see the ferns or vines kind of growing from the bottom of the forest floor along the top. And then the front side has that added butterfly just kind of flitting by. Like it is just enchanting. Let me get this back on the stick here. Like #1 bead in my cart. So let me get this off of here and show you this next one. The next bead that I want to share with you is this silver bead right here. This is called Flower Pot Home. This silver is also just absolutely darling. It is a terracotta pot, which I am sure that we have all in this life had terracotta pots that have broken and gotten brittle, have chipped here and there, and or patinaed. I choose to believe some fairies have turned a discarded flower pot into their home. And you can see, I'm gonna try to zoom in here a little bit. You can see that on the right side, there is a ladder going from, you know, the forest floor up to maybe the roof of the home. And you have some flowering vines. You can see that, you know, perhaps right here, the pot may have chipped a little bit, so they have put a door there, because you can see we have wooden boards and maybe some steel supports going across to make a door. You can even see the little doorknob. And then we have a porch light. And then we have, of course, like some little flowers growing over here, and some vines going all the way to the top. This one, you know, on the bottom, again, we have what looks to be the forest floor, maybe some leaves or some mushrooms there. And then the top of the roof, we now have some little shingles. And of course we have the little hole where when we plant things, we have a drainage hole, but maybe these little fairies are using this as a skylight now. So just such a darling bead in concept and execution. Let me show you the back side. So the back side has this huge flower, and huge in fairy terms, definitely huge to them, but this could perhaps be a daisy or a sunflower. We can see the stem and leaf detail right there. And again, you just see more vines along the bottom. This, of course, looks to be, you know, perhaps a hole in the flower pot, but now it's become a window. Like, this entire silver bead is just darling. Here it is on the sides as well, where the hole is. Like, I feel like I might see like a little mushroom right there. So this is just absolutely darling. Like right here is another hole, maybe that's been chipped away. That might be another window into that front room. So this little silver beauty is Flower Pot Home. The next bead that I purchased is this one here, and it is called Autumn Delights. This is one where I had to have two of them because this is a spacer style bead, and you can see it does have different types of nuts. Like, I definitely see an acorn, and then I feel like this may be a walnut. And then this to me almost looks like it could be like a filbert or maybe a hazelnut, but very slender and very detailed. Like, you can see all of the detail on the nuts itself, like all that beautiful oxidation and silver work. Like, here is the Autumn Delights from the side. It is just a beautiful bead, and I just envisioned this done very much as a spacer type bead. so I could not help but get 2. So that is the Autumn Delights. And then one of the very first glass beads that went into my cart is this one here, and it is called Harvest Flutter. This is an opaque bead that has a creamy base, and it has these beautiful butterflies done in a multi-toned butterfly. I see like sage or moss greens, and then kind of like a mustardy brown to chocolate brown, outlining the butterfly itself. And then if my eyes aren't deceiving me, I do believe I see 4 little cubic zirconia stones in each of the quadrants of the butterfly's body. Like here it is on the side. Here you have the Elfbeads logo. And then of course you can see the Elfbeads logo and then the 925. But as you can see, completely opaque. Oops, and then I have that upside down. But just a beautiful opaque bead to use on your autumn designs. So that is Harvest Flutter. So let's see what's in here. And you can see I have a bunch of glass beads, so I'm going to get them all out of the baggies. So another opaque bead that I just had to get, and I feel it's gonna go really well with the Harvest Flutter, is this one here called Harvest Trail. And it also has a creamy white base. It features these lovely dimensional snails just kind of traveling up the bead, and you see like a little bit of, I feel, leaf detail, but it could also be the trails that the snails themselves leave behind. And the snails, their shells are this autumnal color with just a little bit of like a golden brown going to almost like a darker chocolate brown. I feel like I see reddish tones there, so maybe going from a golden to a more burgundy or burnt umber type color. But the leaf or slime trails perhaps are done in these mossy green to forest green colors, and I almost feel like I see a little bit of brown in there as well. And you can see the shell, of course, of the snail is hard, but then the body is done in this almost gray color, a very light gray color, and then their little eyes are done in black. Like, this is just such a darling little bead. Here we have it in profile, so you can definitely see this has dimension to it. And here you can see the bead from both sides with the Elfbeads core. Like, it is just such a darling bead. So this one is Harvest Trail, and let me get it beside the Harvest Flutter bead so you can see the two. So I think this will look darling on a bracelet together. This bead, I am instantly regretting only getting one. Never fails with Elfbeads. This is called Violet Meadow Petals. And as you can see, this one has this gorgeous plum base, and it has this glitter that is just throughout the base of the bead, just kind of like little magic fairies have painted these little trails of glitter on the inside of the bead, and they are done tealish green color, or perhaps more of a aquamarine color. And then you have these 3 petal flowers that they have this bubble detail at the center. And the flowers themselves, at least to me in this light, they almost have this opalescent quality to them. And you know, they do kind of pop out from that plum background because they are outlined, whoops, sorry for hitting my camera there. They are outlined in like a deeper blue. Like you can see all that magic is at the core of the bead, and the glass itself is perfectly clear. You can see the logo from both sides. But oh my goodness, guys, this one I really messed up big time only ordering the one. This one is, again, the violet Meadow petals. Now, this bead I absolutely had to have, and I can see myself wanting a second one of this as well, but I also feel this will be like a beautiful focal bead on a design. The main draw for me with this particular bead is the flower. This reminds me of the Colorado columbine, which is the state flower here in Colorado. And it has, like the Colorado columbine, has these purple flowers that unfurl, and then it has like this white throat that kind of comes up, but it looks very much like this. If I can, I'll insert like a picture of what a columbine looks like, just so you can see it. It has that same coloration. It's got like that lavender purple, or you know, bluish color with the white and then the yellow. And then we have like this leaf detail here in between each of these flowers. And this is also like a dimensional bead. Like you can see as I twirl it here, that those leaf details, they each have this beaded detail that is kind of in a, almost I feel like a yellow oil finish. And then the base itself is this very dramatic, dark black, I feel, or maybe it's a deep, deep purple. It is completely opaque looking. I love the mix of opaque as well as clear with this particular release. But I just felt as a Colorado gal that this particular glass bead was just a no-brainer for me. And this is called Datura Blossom. This bead here is called Leaf Fall Twilight Gold Dust. And this was one that I immediately knew I was going to want it in pairs. This one has of course, the gold dust glitter just kind of sprinkled throughout by the Elfbeads fairies. And it features leaves kind of in a rusty orange, a powdery blue, and then a dusty purple. They are just all over the surface of the bead. And then the base of the bead is this dark black to chocolate brown, although I feel it is more of a black It is just magical, like completely clear. And I guess I should have shown that a little bit more. Like again, all that magic as far as the base color and the gold dust is at the core of the bead. And then all of that leaf detail is towards the surface of the glass, just kind of painted on with different colors of molten glass. That is the beautiful Leaf Fall Twilight Gold Dust. The last set of beads that I ordered in a pair is this here, and it is called Autumn Bliss Latte. And this is a completely opaque bead done in some beautiful shades of caramel and pumpkin and oh gosh, maybe coffee with cream mixed in. It is just such a beautiful opaque bead and just so appropriate for fall. You can see here it is from the side, completely opaque. There is the logo, and yeah, I just see caramel and coffee and pumpkin just in these beads. And I do believe I see just a very, very subtle hint of glitter kind of in that, I guess the latte portion of the bead, like the coffee with cream, so to speak. But I do believe I'm seeing just a little hint of glitter and sparkle in there as well. So that is the Autumn Bliss Latte. Okay, and so that leaves the items that Mila included as gifts. And oh my gosh, guys, I cannot believe what I am seeing here. I am gonna get these all out of the baggies, but oh my gosh, she spoiled me. She absolutely spoiled me. So when I say that I was spoiled, I kid you not. This is the Joy of Autumn, and this is a bead, like a stopper bead. Like these two end beads here are stoppers, and then they are held together by a chain, and on the chain there are these leaves that are dangling. Let me get this on a bar so I can show a little bit better. So the stoppers, you can have, well, you can use them obviously to hold your beads in place on a bangle. And then you have this extra design element, which is this chain detail here that have all of these different leaves. And I recognize some of the leaves. There's one leaf I'm not too certain of, but this was designed, this Joy of Autumn was designed by Myra Chang Moon. And even the leaves, like I love how she's using the stems to kind of come up and wrap around. Like the stems themselves are the connector piece that connects to the chain. And from left to right, I believe what I'm looking at is a ginkgo leaf, an oak leaf, a maple leaf. This leaf right here is the one I'm not certain about. So if anyone knows what leaf this is, please enlighten me and put it in the comments. And then this leaf, I think, and I could be wrong, I see it as an aspen leaf. Again, being a Colorado girl, the leaves that we have that turn in the fall primarily are from the aspen trees. So perhaps it is an aspen leaf, or maybe a birch leaf, which is very similar looking. but this is meant to be used as stoppers on a bangle. And then you have this extra design element that is this chain with these dangles. The stoppers themselves have a beautiful wood texture to them. Like you can see the bark details and the rings on the wood itself. This is just such a beautiful design by Myra, and I am so thankful that Mila gifted me this particular bead to review. It is just stunning, absolutely stunning. So this is Joy of Autumn. Mila also gifted me this beautiful silver here called the Forest Essence. And this is the only dangle in the collection, unless you include the Joy of Autumn spacer bead that I just showed you. But this is just a beautiful, what I feel would be like a decorated or embellished acorn. Like you can just see all of the beautiful fluting and detail. Like this reminds me of like those ornaments that you craft with ribbon and pearls and sequins and just different jewels. Like that's what it reminds me of, almost like just those very, very fancy jeweled ornaments that you would hang in your window or on a Christmas tree, but done up for autumn. And so this Forest Essence bead, like if you look at it at the bottom, it has beaded dot detail, and then you just upwards just see all of that beautiful embellishment. Like this portion here looks like it could be ribbon, and then, you know, another layer of ribbon, and then just a whole bunch of little beads or sequins, gemstones. Like it is just gorgeous. So the bail itself is also very decorative, and if I look at it closely, it looks like all of these little leaves and buds that are all just kind of joined together. Like it is just beautifully detailed from top to bottom. Let me see if it's any different on the back side. Like it is just a spectacular bead. So this is the Forest Essence. Then we have this bead here called Harvest of Dreams. And this one has this gorgeous crimson, almost like daisy, that has a bubble detail in the center. And then for the detail in between each daisy, you have what looks to be leaves. You have one done in green and one done in that powder blue, and then one done in a very appropriate autumnal orange. So striking. And this one is on a black base, and you can see completely clear from the side. So all of that color is at the base, and then the Elfbeads artisans did the flowers and the leaf detail closer towards the surface of the glass. And I love the added white around the edges of the petals of the crimson flowers. So this one again is called Harvest of Dreams. And then this glass bead is called Fairy Tales of the Fall. And I feel it's a very nice match to the Harvest of Dreams in that this one has almost like the little leaf detail is what I'm calling it. Like they remind me of lilies, but like a very stylized lily. But you have these flowers. You have a crimson, like a very full, roughly looking flower. Like here we have one that is crimson with a yellow center. And then here we have one that is blue with a yellow center. And then here we have one that is green with a yellow center. And then again, you have those like stylized leaves or maybe lilies in between. Like here we have red, here we have green, and then here we have blue. Like it is just so pretty. Like this reminds me, you know, of my childhood and Oktoberfest, like just with the colors of Oktoberfest. And you can see like the glass itself is perfectly clear. The core is black and like that lily detail is done on the core. And then the flower detail is done more towards the surface of the bead. Like this is just so magical and so pretty. Let me get the two of those together. So we have Fairy Tales of the Fall on the left, and then Harvest of Dreams on the right. This glass bead is called Crimson Memories, and this one has a black base, and it has nothing but these crimson flowers. And like the more I'm looking at them, the more I feel like these are like stylized lilies, or maybe just more like smaller flowers. They are so pretty though. Like the central flower, the focal flower is again a larger ruffle flower with yellow center, and you can see like the detail, like that yellow center is individual applied little dots of yellow glass. And then like these stylized lilies, as I'm calling them, they each have a little bubble center. Here you can see the bead from the side, and you can see that the black and those, I guess, stylized lilies maybe are at the core. And then the focal flower is more towards the top or surface of the bead. It's just beautiful. So that is Crimson Memories. The last bead that Mila gifted me is this one here, and this one is called Sapphire Dreams, and it has basically the same styling as the Crimson Memories, where you have that large central ruffled flower, and then you have the three, to me they look like lilies. They could, if I look at the descriptions of the bead itself, it probably, maybe it tells me exactly what flower that's supposed to be. But you have the three flowers in between, and then you have the ruffle flower, and then the three lilies in between, and the ruffle flower. And again, with the flower itself, like that yellow center, you have individual little dots of the yellow glass, just hand applied. And look at that ruffle detail that you can really see as I'm getting up close here. Like you can see the center innermost ruffle, and then, you know, it has one or two more layers of flowers after that. Like it's just very subtle. Like you have a darker blue, like towards the throat, and then towards the outer petals, you have them just ever so slightly outlined in white. It's just magical. Here it is from the side, and you can see the black at the core, and those lilies are done near the core. And then the ruffle flower is more towards the surface of the bead. Like it is just beautiful. So here's a little design that I put together with just some of the things that I showed you today. These are all from the new Autumn Whispers collection. And I just have to say, Elfbeads truly knocked it out of the park with this collection. I love autumn, and this collection just speaks to me in so many ways. Which bead is your favorite? Let me know, guys. I love hearing from you. If you like my videos, of course, if you're so kind, please give me a thumbs up. If you don't subscribe to my channel, you know, if you'd like to, I would really appreciate that. And as always, I always love hearing from all of you. Take care, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.